is Marie Lundi, your trusted real estate advisor. And so when working with buyers, I always ask, how long do you plan on living in the property? And so today I want to answer that question and also explain the benefits of holding on to real estate properties for at least 5 years. Some things get better with age, such as fine wine and also real estate. When it comes to real estate, the longer you hold on to a property, the more equity you have the opportunity to build. And so the reason why it is important to hold on to a piece of property for at least 5 years before you make a decision to sell it is because you want to build enough equity in that property in order to cover your cost of selling that property. And so the selling cost of selling real estate can vary anywhere between 7% all the way up to 10%. And if you add on top of that your moving costs and perhaps even buying another piece of real estate property, that can be even more than 10%. Now, keeping in mind that the average appreciation per year in a balanced market is anywhere between 2 to 3%. In an active, aggressive market, it can be about 5 to 6%. So you would have to stay in your property and earn enough appreciation so that you would have enough equity to cover the cost of moving or the cost of selling the property. Now, I understand that you cannot always plan for the future. Sometimes there are some life-changing situations that make us have to sell a property before you've earned enough equity in the property to cover your selling costs. Now, if that were to happen, one of my suggestions would be to see if you can rent the property. So, in other words, if you don't have enough equity in the property to sell it and cover all of your closing costs without coming out of pocket, one option should be to rent the property in the meantime, right? So you would rent the property out, continue to earn equity in the house as the years come along. And so when it's all said and done, selling a house can be an expensive endeavor. And so that is why it is so important. If you're thinking about buying a home, it's important for you to consider the possibility of staying in that home for the next 5 to 10 years in order to accumulate enough equity so that if you have to sell the property, you would be covered. And if there is a chance that you may have to relocate in the next 5 to 10 years, consider if the area where you want to buy, if it is conducive to perhaps renting that property. And if the area that you're planning to buy into is not conducive to a rental, and you know that there is a possibility that you may not be able to be in that house for the next 5 years, then you're taking a big risk. You're taking a big risk that if you have to relocate, that you may not have enough equity to cover your selling costs and you may have to come out of pocket. So before locking yourself into a mortgage, definitely plan ahead as much as possible to make sure that this will be a long-term investment for you. And so I hope that this information was helpful. Once again, this is Marie Lundi, here to help. A quick note, some lender may even charge a prepayment penalty if you sell the property between year 1 and 5. So check with your lender.